Welcome to The Explainer. So if you're looking to absolutely dial in your exercise performance using actual science-backed nutrition, you are exactly where you need to be. We're not just, guessing what works in the gym today. We're diving straight into the hard data to build your ultimate pre-workout playbook. Get ready to totally rethink how you prep for your very next sweat session.
Okay, let's dive into this. You know that feeling when you just hit a physical wall halfway through your workout? You're pushing hard, you're feeling great, and then bam, the tank is literally empty. Your legs feel like lead, your focus completely shatters, and you find yourself basically just counting down the seconds until it's over. We have all been there, right? But what if I told you that kind of fatigue isn't just about your fitness level? It's actually a direct result of exactly how you fueled up before you even tied your shoelaces. To fix that mid-workout crash, here is our roadmap for today. First, fueling your fitness. Then plant-powered performance, the caffeine advantage, timing is everything, and finally, to fast or not. Let's get right into it. Number 1, fueling your fitness, the right energy. I want you to picture the human body like a high-performance machine. I mean, you wouldn't expect a race car to win the Daytona 500 on an empty tank of gas, right? In this biological engine of ours, carbohydrates are that high-octane fuel powering those fast-twitch muscle fibers, while protein is the structural reinforcement. It repairs and builds the chassis. But here's the catch. Not all fuel is created equal. And that brings us to a super important concept, the glycemic index, or GI. Basically, it's just a ranking of carbs based on how quickly they impact your blood sugar levels. According to the research, scientists generally recommend eating a high-carb meal 1 to 4 hours before exercise. But, and this is absolutely crucial, for endurance, you want low GI carbs. Why? Well, high GI carbs give you this massive, rapid spike in blood sugar, which is inevitably followed by a sudden crash. It leaves you feeling like a deflated balloon right there on the gym floor. Low GI carbs, on the other hand, give you this steady, sustained release of fuel straight into your bloodstream. Moving on to Section 2, plant-powered performance, optimal vegan fuel. So now that we know we need steady fuel, what exactly should we be putting on our plates? Well, recent research shows we don't just need carbs. Combining low GI carbohydrates with protein before your workout actually stimulates better muscle growth and repair than just having protein after you finish your workout. Let's look at some highly actionable, scientifically backed grocery items that hit these marks perfectly. For those low GI carbs, sweet potatoes and oats are absolutely fantastic for that slow burn energy. If you want a 2-for-1 combo of protein and low GI carbs, chickpeas and lentils are your best friends. Already got your carbs sorted and just need protein? Tofu and tempeh are excellent low-carb options. But I really want to highlight beetroot powder here. Beetroot is packed with nitrates, which literally increases blood flow to your working muscles. If you throw that into your pre-workout shake about 60 minutes before you exercise, you are actively supercharging your muscles' efficiency. Section 3, the caffeine advantage, the ultimate stimulant. We're shifting gears now from our base fuel to our stimulant. If carbs are the gas in the tank, caffeine is the hit of nitrous oxide. It's one of the most rigorously researched, socially acceptable performance enhancers on the planet. Now, what's really interesting about this is how it actually tricks our brains into pushing harder. Check out the structural similarities between the two molecules here. On the left, you've got caffeine. On the right, adenosine. Adenosine is this neuromodulator in your central nervous system that basically promotes sleep and tells your body to chill out. Notice how incredibly alike they look? Because of that wild resemblance, caffeine acts as the perfect molecular impersonator. It's kind of like a spy sneaking into a VIP club. It binds directly to your brain's adenosine receptors and totally blocks that sleepiness signal. So instead of feeling tired, you get a rush of alertness, intense focus, and an elevated release of neurotransmitters like dopamine. And this chemical trickery translates to real-world results. Multiple studies show that caffeine intake bumps up endurance performance by a solid 2 to 4%, which is a huge edge. But wait, it actually gets better. Caffeine also ramps up your exercise performance by increasing your body's use of free fatty acids. This means your body started tapping into fat for energy earlier on, which perfectly preserves your precious carbohydrate stores for later in the workout. You're literally extending the life of your fuel tank. Now, I know what some of you are probably thinking. Wait, doesn't coffee dehydrate you? Let's bust a major fitness myth right now. The science clearly shows that at normal performance-enhancing doses, so we're talking about 200 to 450 milligrams, or roughly 2 to 4 cups of coffee, caffeine shows absolutely zero diuretic effect. It doesn't mess with your water and electrolyte balance at all. It's a highly reliable, super safe supplement when you use it right. All right, section 4. Timing is everything. When to fuel. So we've nailed down the optimal fuel, and we totally understand the power of our stimulant. But honestly, none of this matters if your strategy is off. Eating a massive bowl of oats and chugging a coffee 3 minutes before a heavy lifting session, yeah, that is a total recipe for disaster. The perfect fuel only works if you time it correctly. Let's move to the timeline and see how this builds practically. 2 to 4 hours out from your workout, that's when you want your larger meal. It gives your body plenty of time to digest. As you get closer, say 1 to 2 hours out, the meal has to be smaller. Why? Well, when you exercise, blood diverts away from your digestive organs and rushes straight to your working muscles. Your body physically cannot digest a huge meal and crush your workout at the same time. By 60 minutes out, you should strictly be on liquids. That's your beetroot powder or your caffeine source, since caffeine actually peaks in your bloodstream right around that 60-minute mark. Let's get really specific on that 1 to 2 hour window. If you find yourself needing to eat shortly before training, the data heavily suggests keeping that snack strictly between 300 to 400 calories. A great rule of thumb is about 5 kilocalories per kilogram of your body weight. Think along the lines of a banana or a single slice of toast with a little bit of peanut butter. Just enough to top off your blood glucose, but not so much that it sits heavy in your stomach and causes cramping. Which brings us to section 5, to fast or not, fasted versus fed training. This is arguably one of the most highly debated topics in the fitness world today, fasted cardio. The trend of waking up and training on a completely empty stomach has absolutely exploded, mostly marketed as this ultimate weight loss hack. But what does the nutritional science actually say about it? When we compare the two approaches, it all boils down to matching your strategy with the intensity of the exercise. Fasted training absolutely does encourage your muscles to burn a higher proportion of fat initially. This makes it totally fine and honestly even ideal for low to moderate intensity workouts like a relaxing yoga flow or a light recovery run. However, fed training is vastly superior if you're planning on hitting high intensity exercise for over 60 to 90 minutes. For those intense, continuous aerobic sessions, having that readily available carbohydrate fuel is going to drastically delay fatigue and boost your overall output. So the crucial point is this: fasted training does not magically guarantee quicker weight loss. True weight loss requires a consistent calorie deficit over a period of several days, not just, forcing a single workout on an empty stomach. In fact, if training fasted leaves you feeling so lightheaded and totally wiped out that you have to drop your pace or cut the workout short, you'll actually end up burning fewer overall calories than if you had just eaten a small snack and really pushed through a highly intense session.
We have covered a massive amount of ground today. We've mapped out low GI carbs, protein pairing, the adenosine-blocking superpower of caffeine, the golden rules of timing, and the real truth behind fasted training. Now, it is entirely over to you. Take a hard look at your current pre-workout routine. What are you going to change tomorrow? Will you throw in some beetroot powder, maybe time your coffee exactly 60 minutes out, or finally eat that banana before hitting the heavy weights? Take the science, apply it to your own playbook, and literally watch your performance soar. Thanks for hanging out and learning with me on this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.